All right, week 13, 49ers head into Cleveland to play the Browns. I'm going to give you my game review reaction to this game. Cold conditions. I think what I read was like in the 35, the highs in the mid 30s. We were expecting rain and snow. I know it didn't snow. I didn't see any rain either, but very windy, definitely cold. So 49ers going into this matchup against this really stellar defense that features Myles Garrett. Definitely worried about how the offense was going to respond. The 49ers offense was going to respond to playing Cleveland in Cleveland with these old school football like weather conditions. And then Shador Sanders getting his second start to face the 49ers defense. So curious what that rookie was going to do, Shador, and then all the other rookies he has on the squad too. Judkins, Fannin, Sampson. There's a lot of rookies all over the Cleveland team. So let's get into it. Niners received the opening kickoff. I really liked their first play. Juszczyk just ran out of the backfield and they threw it to him. I thought that was really good. Ultimately, the offense puttered out and we had to punt. And then I think it was the first Cleveland drive. Shador misses Jerry Jeudy, who, if he would have caught it, would have gone for a touchdown. So that was a misplay right there. Jeudy just got past the safeties. And I'm not sure if the wind factored at all, because depending on where you were going, you either had the wind at the back or you were throwing into your wind as your offense. But then they punt, and Sky Moore, the wide receiver the Niners acquired from Kansas City in the beginning of the year, he returns the ball 66 yards to get the Niners in the red zone, which was awesome. So McCaffrey scores right there. We'll get into some other highlights here, do some stats, but just some of the other things that stood out to me in this game. I was really hard on Brock Purdy last game, and on the VC Playmakers podcast, I was really, really hard on him. So I want to make sure I'm not a fickle fan and going to be, loving Brock now because he played better. But Niners end up winning this game 26-8. Niners go to 9-4. Cleveland goes 3-9. They're in contention to, get a top 5 pick. But let's look at the overall stats for Brock Purdy passing. He was 16 of 29. A little better than 50%, 168 yards. So not a big offensive put out, but that's what we expect with a defense like this. The Cleveland defense, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, 1 sack. So overall, I thought Brock made good decisions with the ball. The 1 sack, Myles Garrett did sack him. So that was his 19th sack of the year. He's just a real great player. I thought the 49ers offensive line, which I have not been kind to this year, last couple games, I think it was all right with them. They played pretty well. I mean, holding up against this stellar Browns defense from a pass attack, I would say. Running, Niners did not have much success running the ball. Christian McCaffrey, 20 carries for 53 yards, a 2.7 average, so under 3. That's worse that he's been doing. He's kind of been in the 3.5 range for the majority of the year. He's had 1 game or 2 where he was 4 or higher. He did get a rushing touchdown. He got that touchdown when Sky Moore ran the punt back 66 yards. And then Brian Robinson Jr. hit 8 carries for 26 yards. He was under 4 as well, 3.3 average. And then you got a couple other. Demarcus Robinson had jet sweep for 6 yards. And then Brock Purdy ran for his life a couple of times, and he ended up two rushes for 4 yards. Leading receiver based on yards, George Kittle. Kittle's playing good. Purdy definitely has a connection to George. Looking at this game and then Brock's first game back last week. So he had 4 receptions for 67 yards. He was targeted 5 times. And then Juwan Jennings, he also had 4 receptions for 39 yards, and he had a touchdown. He made a nice move on the defender to get in the end zone. Juszczyk 2 for 27. Christian McCaffrey 4 for 21. I think the Browns had a scheme to stop McCaffrey, and for the most part, they did a really good job because he usually gets the receptions, but he would have more receiving yards than he ended up getting. All right, let's do the Browns offense real quick, and then we'll go back and look at the 49ers defense. Shador Sanders, so like I said, his second start, he was 16 of 25, 49 yards. He had 1 touchdown. He was sacked 3 times, which we'll get into those specific sacks in just a little bit. But Shador, I'll say he looked all right. The game plan was pretty conservative. A lot of dinks and dunks, screen passes, or like the running backs drifting out, and so hitting it over them. Tight end work. They weren't pushing the ball too much. I don't know if that was he's a rookie, but also the wind. Could be a combination of both. Quinshon Judkins, leading rusher, 23 carries. They leaned heavily on him. He had 91 yards. I thought he looked good. He was 4.4 yards per rushing attempt. He looked good. Dylan Sampson, he came in a couple times, changed the pace back, 4 carries for 23 yards. He looked good too. I mean, he's fast. Samson's really quick. The previous week he had a screen pass and he took it to the house. He just like blasted through everybody. So 23 yards for Sampson. Receiving wise, so Sampson and Judkins are rookies. So the top receiver was Harold Fannin Jr., also a rookie, a tight end. He's 3 receptions, 43 yards. He had a touchdown. He had some good moves down there to get that touchdown against the 49ers. Jerry Jeudy, he's next, 3 receptions, 26 yards. And then you got the balls kind of spread across a number of other guys. Judkins had 3 receptions. Jerome Ford, another running back, had 3 receptions. So like I said, a lot of dinks and ducks to the running backs, and then the tight ends. So Fannin had 3, and then David Njoku had 2. So between right there, that's 11 targets or completions to running backs and tight ends. From a defensive standpoint, this stat surprised me. Even though he had 2 sacks, and that's Clelin Ferrell. He was our leading tackler. 9 total tackles, the 2 sacks. Really, really well done. We picked him up midseason. He's been pretty stellar. I'm pretty sure I recognized him last week. The other guy we traded for right at the deadline from the Patriots is Keon White. He also ended up with a sack, so he did well. Upton Stout, rookie cornerback, 7 tackles. Malik Mustafa, 7 tackles. I've really been liking what I'm seeing from Mustafa. I liked what I saw last year, but I think the defense is starting to come into their own. Curtis Robinson, 6 tackles. He had to come out for, I think, a couple plays because he got shaken up. And then D. Winters had 6 tackles. He's the Niners' leading tackler on the season. So we'll just look passes deflected. Malik Mustafa had 1. That's the only other one that I see right there. Tackles for loss, Farrell had 2, Upton Stout 1, Malik Mustafa 1, and then Keon White. But yeah, this is even though the Niners have won 3 in a row, this is a much better showing. I thought I was a little nervous about this game, even though Cleveland hasn't been good. I wasn't really worried about their offense, but we didn't know what Shador was going to do. Is he going to, be a spark energy into the offense and get them going? A couple things I want to point out on the Browns, because they had some sloppy stuff, man. So you could kind of see for me when I'm watching, like, oh, this is why they only have 3 wins. They did a tush push, failed. Niners stopped them on that. Their kick returner, I can't remember his name. It's Corley, maybe. He caught the ball like at the 6-yard line, but I was right on the sideline, so he immediately went out of bounds. So just in terms of field position, he put his team way back there. Then on a punt return, there's a fair catch. The returner muffs it, and that's right after Myles Garrett got his 19th sack on a 3rd down play. So that, that's something that stood out to me. The stack by Keon White when it came on 4th down. So I thought that was clutch. That was cool. And then, like I said, Farrell getting his 2nd stack. I think his 2nd one was on 4th down as well. And the only other thing I want to point out for the Browns, special teams, yeah, definitely sloppy, was game's out of hand. It's the last play of the game. It's like 4th and 26. Well, potentially last play of the game for the Browns. Instead of like zipping the ball down the field trying to make a play, he just runs. But he's not going to run for 26 yards. And I thought that was weird. I thought that was a real weird way to end the game. Maybe because he's a rookie. I just would expect with all the years of playing, he just would have at least heaved it up there to see if somebody could be a playmaker. See if Jeudy could come down with it. Part of me makes me wonder if he didn't want an interception in his stats. And so I don't love that if that was the reasons why. Hopefully the reporters are going to ask him about that. Yeah, anyways, happy with the 49ers day. We head into our bye week, so guys rest up, and I'll tell you, the defense is playing. They're playing much better. Brock made better decisions with the ball today, so I'm much happier than I was last week. I definitely rallied on the Niners in the VC Playmakers podcast, and not that I'm feeling guilty about it. It's just some frustration even with the winning, but today was a game I think the Niners produced how they should have, and let's take this into the bye, and then when we come back from the bye week, we play the Titans. So, right, Niner fans, good luck. Take care.